In 3, 2. All right, welcome to the Tier 3 podcast. It's Tuesday night. Thanks for tuning in. KVNO HD-2, Omaha. Omaha's true college radio station. Of course, the only true college radio station. All right. I'm Eric Anderson, I guess, if you don't know already.
I'm Jamie Dury.
Jake Partouche.
And this is the show where... We're not ready. The show where Flash joins jobs.
Oh, boy.
All right. How about that intro music? That actually worked out well this time, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I could hear it.
Well, you don't have headphones, so you're not going to. Did you even hear it? You were dancing over there. I thought you could hear
kind
it.
of hear it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Can you even reach that microphone? Your short little Apple headphones here.
It's not very good right now.
This is a janky setup tonight. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you could just give me your headphones.
Nope.
Oh.
My nice headphones, and Jay forgot his, so he's using Apple ones. And Jake's using, well, he was going to, but his Apple ones are destroyed, so. Do we have any announcements for this week? I don't think so.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yes, it
If you didn't already know.
I'm in the break, guys.
Captain
Come on.
Obvious over here.
I'm talking about the break. Enjoy the break.
Alright.
Yeah, everyone has left campus except for us.
Yeah, it feels
yet
like it.
again, we're the last ones on
The cafeteria closed at what? 2?
2?
2? 1:32?
That
What was
amazing.
up with that?
Yeah,
That's just sad.
It's like, we're going to call it a day. See you later. We're going home. You guys can find supper on your own. What the heck? I was planning on eating lunch there, and then they were gone, so okay. Whatever. Okay, well, I don't think we have any real announcements, do we?
Nope.
Just fake ones.
Likewise. Okay, well, let's get into the news. Let's get into the news. Let's get into the news, then. Google Music, we talked about this last week. But they finally went into... they finally moved out of beta and went live, I think on the 16th. And just like they said they were going to do, they said they were going to go live whether they had all 4 major labels or not.
And
They don't. They only have 3. They are missing Warner, which is huge. So if you have been looking at Google Music or looking through the Google Music store, it's probably missing some songs. And if it is, they're Warner, because Warner didn't jump on that bandwagon. I don't know if they will. I don't know if Google's still working on trying to get them, or if they just are going to stick to the other 3. I don't even know what the other 3 are. You guys...
I guess no.
No idea.
Well, the thing about... I don't know. I'm just kind of hooked.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, I think Universal Music Group, Sony Music Entertainment, and EMI.
There you go.
That sounds...
They sound
sounds
important,
like
like they maybe
yeah.
could be.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're missing
And
Warner.
If they're not,
whatever.
then everyone else will believe us.
Yep.
The thing about Google Music, I guess I'm kind of hooked on Spotify.
I haven't used that.
Oh.
Spotify's awesome. Basically, it integrates your iTunes already. Like, you load it up and it's integrated, and you can play your local songs, and you can also, you basically search through Spotify's shared library of tons of songs, and you can find almost anything on there. And it's awesome to have all of them in one place. And basically, if you don't have a song, you can search for it, add it to a playlist. You can view other people's playlists. I'm kind of going on a Spotify rant.
So can
right
you? Well, that's okay, because I've actually been interested in Spotify. I don't know if anyone else is, but how does the iTunes integration work on that?
Basically, the only thing it'll ask you if you want to share what you're listening to on your news feed or whatever. Usually, I check no. I know a few people that do.
Can you share an entire iTunes playlist from your computer?
Basically, you create your playlist on Spotify. So I guess, well...
So it's not the same playlist?
They don't. I
Is
don't
it
know
just-
if the
is it
I don't know
just
if
the
the
songs?
playlists transfer over necessarily, but
Jake,
you can create your playlists in Spotify and share those publicly.
is it just the songs that get integrated or something? That get
Yeah, your local songs that are
Just the
stored on your
songs.
computer.
But then you can also see what everybody else is playing too.
right,
Oh,
if
that's
they
nice.
make their playlists public,
Yeah.
then
It's a-
anyone can look at them and see, oh, that guy listens to weird music, you know.
So is Google Music going to have any integration with Spotify or not?
I wouldn't think so. I think
They-
I think it's more towards the iTunes kind of
Yeah.
market.
They did announce Google Plus integration though, which it's obvious Google Music is going to be integrated with Google Plus.
I'd
It's
hope
it's
so.
the same company, but I don't know how well that'll take off because Google Plus hasn't really taken off all that much. And I haven't heard of a lot of people jumping on the Google Music. I mean, they're late. There's been a lot of journalists talking about Google Music and how Google was really late to the party with this service. I mean, the service has been out by Apple with iTunes for a long time now, and iTunes has plenty of sharing capabilities, including the Spotify features. Google Music is just, well, it's really late. I mean, they came in late to the
Yeah.
picture plus they're missing one of the major labels.
they're missing a lot of songs.
So, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch and see how it takes off. So, I don't know. But it's out of beta. You can get it probably without an invite now. Although
As long
I
as
have
you
invites.
a Google account.
Yeah.
thing.
Who doesn't?
You'd be surprised.
All right, let's go to Apple News.
There's always Apple News.
There's always Apple News. They are releasing a patch to fix a battery. No, are they? Okay, well, we talked about this, 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago sometime?
Actually,
We've
we talked
talked
about
it
it
every week, basically. Ever
No,
since
first
the
time we-
4S came out.
Yeah, really.
about 3 weeks ago. The first time we talked about it, I think.
So they released iOS 5.0.2 to fix the battery issue, but it didn't really fix it, or it kind of fixed it. What do you want here?
Unplug it. There we go.
Your headphones are all messed up.
Yeah.
But the iOS 5.0.2 didn't really fix the battery problems, am I right?
That's true.
5.0.1 was the first one.
Yeah.
That was the fix.
Yeah.
That
was
didn't work.
supposed to be the fix, but
Then there's 5.0.2, which
yeah,
is a fix to fix the fix.
which didn't really do anything much either.
Fixception.
Yes.
Fix inception.
Wait, did 5.0.2 fix anything then?
Well, I think they're just they just want it to be
They want it to look like they're trying to do something
right,
about it.
exactly,
Yeah.
and they just wanted people to not think about it. Even if it's not fixed, they want people to think maybe it's
Maybe it's
fixed.
lasting a little longer.
Yeah.
Hey, this one did
No.
something. It lasted a few minutes longer
Yeah,
this time. I can
don't
feel
know.
it.
I guess I haven't seen any like benchmark testing or anything like that.
And I noticed it was also available on iPod Touch. I didn't upgrade anything though. I noticed 5.0.1 was available. I haven't seen anything for 5.0.2.
yeah, I think
Yeah, that's surprising.
I think
haven't seen
5.0.2
it.
is coming. Is it out or is it coming soon?
I thought it was supposed to be out already because
I-
they're talking about 5.1 in general as well, like
Really?
iOS 5.1 coming out.
Well,
sometime
that's
soon.
just
That'd be a really quick
Wait,
release of it.
This was posted
No,
November
real
16th.
soon.
Yeah, real.
Apparently, so
well-
5.0.2 is real soon.
It's going to be next week
this
because
week.
this was posted November 16th. That
So
was
that's
the
this week.
22nd.
It's the 22nd. So it's
Any
this
day
week.
now. Any day now.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
iPhone
any
will
day.
work perfectly.
Yep.
Let me check right now.
And,
Yes, check on the iPod Touch because it's totally
well, the
going to work on
iPod
there.
Touch doesn't have battery
Yeah,
problems,
exactly.
but you can still get 5.0.1 and 5.0.2 if you would like. They released it to every one of them.
Just because if you
No,
want
but,
to. If you want
I
to.
don't know, but the iPod Touch initially, I think when iOS 5 was out, was still having battery problems with me.
Really?
Like I know some people were still saying that their iPod Touch was having battery problems too because of and it was generally because of the software itself that
Like-
issue could have been caused.
Yeah. I think it's more specific to the iPhone.
I think it was
4S.
mostly affecting the iPhone 4S, but there were still issues with the other things because I definitely had
Probably
issues. I saw
paranoia.
other people have issues too. What?
It's probably just some people like,
It's
oh,
a more minor
my-
issue.
yeah, my iPod Touch doesn't seem to be getting as good a battery life as when I had, just overanalyzing, I'd say, probably.
It says here
Maybe.
5.1 came out with new features along with the supposed battery fix. Siri got some updates, including you can ask Siri to take a picture, make a video, switch on and off the Wi-Fi, and switch on and off the Bluetooth. So if you use Siri all the time, you got some new features with iOS 5.1.
Siri is pretty cool. So.
I wonder what Siri would say if you asked her the secrets of life.
Oh, it says the meaning of life.
The meaning of life, it gave
41.
It's 42.
42.
What the
That's
heck?
what I meant.
What? 42. Come on.
Well, I think there's like a series of like 10 different answers that it gives.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, have we talked enough about the battery patch to fix the patch to fix the patch?
I guess
Fix the
so.
phone. Okay, so Steve number 2 goes straight to Google HQ and buys the Galaxy Nexus. By Steve number 2, of course, I mean Steve Wozniak.
Yep.
Steve Jobs wouldn't be able to do that right now.
Yeah, unless he would be able to do that, but not in this world.
Is it too early for that? Too early to
Yes.
make jokes?
Yep.
Okay. So this is big on the internet right now. Steve Wozniak actually went over to the Google building number 44, or whatever that is.
Like Area 51.
Yeah, basically where all their top secret stuff is. 'Cause-
Google's top secret area.
well, it could be because the
gets
Galaxy,
shot down
the
when you go
Galaxy,
there, apparently.
the Galaxy Nexus isn't out in the U.S. right now, is
it's
it?
not.
But Steve Wozniak went to Google Building 44
Obviously,
and got.
Google has it,
Yeah,
but
well,
they're not gonna share
Obviously,
it.
they made the phone. They should have some.
But
No, they didn't make the phones. They
Well,
made this. They made the
operating
OS.
system,
Yeah.
yes. They should have some.
whatever.
Oh boy.
Wozniak is pictured in front of Google HQ with
a
a
whole bunch
huge,
of people.
a huge Android ice cream sandwich behind him, and he's holding a Galaxy
It's coming
Nexus.
It's coming.
Well, I guess for those people who don't know who Steve Wozniak is,
He's
I
a
have the
co-founder.
Wikipedia.
he
I have
is
the
the
Wikipedia.
co-founder of Apple, basically the tech guy for Steve Jobs when they started it in their garage.
Yeah.
Kind of, he's been there all along. Right now, he's not as involved as he has been, but he still gets.
He's still an employee. He still gets paid, and
Doesn't really do anything.
he's a
He's a
shareholder,
pretty
but
big
he doesn't do
shareholder, yeah.
anything. Yeah.
It's more of a figurehead than anything.
Yep.
Still kind of a big
Still makes
deal.
some money. You know.
If-
He should be doing the keynotes now, is what I think.
Yeah, he should be doing them because technically he's more
You can hear that.
qualified, I would assume.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. It's just kind of a
He's
Yeah.
never really been in the public though.
really.
Yeah, he's like one of those back-end programmers that guys just sit in the dark room programming away for days.
But he's still fairly famous for being
That's understandable. He was one of the co-founders. It's
Yeah.
like I don't even
kind
know
of a
how to
big deal
explain
for
it.
Apple though. You know, you'd
He
like
has
to
to
see
be.
him have the 4S.
Yeah, he has to be. Come
I know.
on.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know why he made this so public that he went over and got a Galaxy Nexus. I don't.
Maybe
get
it's
that.
because he's part of Apple and Google treated him nicely anyway.
I don't know. It's interesting. To say
Maybe
the
maybe he was
least.
just saying how nice Google can be, like even though he's a part of, like even to the competitors.
They don't have to be rivals, something like that. I
Yeah,
don't
something like that, I guess.
know. I don't know. Okay, let's get into Adobe. How about that? Flash for mobiles is gone. They're replacing it with HTML5 standards. Their mobile department
Oh, yeah,
anyway, is
but I
gone.
heard
It's going to be phased out on the
But I heard
phones.
HTML5 is pretty good though. Like it's actually
Oh, yeah.
the new. The entire interface is being changed. Apparently, like this is actually a big upgrade to all the mobile phone websites. I don't know, mobile websites. What do you call them?
And, well,
Mobile sites.
yeah, I guess. I'm on board for this because I've always hated Flash, and and I think HTML5 is the way to go. I won't be surprised if we start seeing this happen on computers too. Flash start getting phased out for computers and going over to HTML5. It's not really surprising at all. And the fact is that after Apple kind of changed up stuff after Steve Jobs died, that's really what allowed this to happen on mobile devices. That's why Flash went out finally.
I remember like a lot of people were complaining that the iPad didn't have Flash.
Yeah,
That was like the
no.
big knock against the iPad. Don't get an iPad; it doesn't have Flash. But now,
Yeah.
I guess Steve Jobs got his way. He saw the future. He knew that HTML5 was the future, and I guess Adobe is kind of following suit.
Yeah, I think Adobe realizes that there is no point of keeping the mobile Flash at this point, considering that many phones are
Well-
like
I don't know. Did they fire? They didn't let all of their mobile flash department employees go. They're just restructuring to focus on HTML5, right?
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. So, I mean, it's not like it's just going to completely go away. They're just going to kind of restructure their business plan a bit.
Hey, Eric, looks like you've been doing some Verge.
Yes, I have. Well, you know, you showed me The Verge.
It's
and
pretty
it's-
awesome.
It's actually been picked up on by a lot of other sites. Like, you see links to The Verge everywhere now.
Well, like I
Really
just
fast.
was looking at.
Oh, they heard it here first, after all.
That's why it got so big, because
Yeah.
we promoted it
Yeah.
for him. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was looking at a review of the Galaxy Nexus, and it had 1,000 comments already.
Oh, yeah. You guys want to talk about the Galaxy Nexus at all?
Oh yeah, we kind of missed
Since
that. but
we're-
let's go get back to that. Yeah.
Since we were talking about
Oh yeah, we kind of
Steve
moved
Wozniak.
on. Well, are we? Oh,
Let's have a short one about it. Let's
Okay.
have a short talk.
well, you can start, Jay.
Okay, for one thing, I'm kind of a Samsung fan because they're one of the few companies who are actually competing against Apple's iPhones. And the truth is that I believe that some of their phones are better than Apple's iPhones. Maybe this one is not much better in the terms of the camera and stuff, but in other terms it is. Well, why don't you tell me your thoughts on
Well,
this
this was compared to the iPhone 4S, right?
It was, yeah.
And what was it ranked? Was it ranked?
Same.
The
That's
same.
The
About the
idea.
same.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it's not released in the United States yet. It's kind of hard to get a lot of the benchmark tests, especially you don't get a lot of those tests until after it's been out for a while. They have time to whatever, tear it apart, look at everything, find out the scores for each test. So it's kind of hard to compare them at this point, especially when it's not in the United States. It's brand new. So, but what they're saying is it's just a really good phone. With Ice Cream Sandwich is the new operating system from Google, upgrade in the Android operating system. So I heard that's very snappy. It's really easy to use and an awesome interface. So that's going to be this is the first phone that will have Ice Cream Sandwich.
Why didn't you tell them the little quote that you told us?
Let me find it. You can
Ice,
talk while I find
is
it.
Ice Cream Sandwich coming back to any of the other...
It is being ported to
Smartphones.
some of the phones,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure about the really old ones. Apparently, Jake told us earlier that it's being ported to the Galaxy S2 and I think a couple more.
It has been ported, like, hackers, whatever. So, I mean, it's available. It's not like Google's promoting that, though.
And
what is it?
they ranked like the Nexus about the same as the 4S, but the cameras are a lot
Yeah, that's one
different.
thing I was saying, that the cameras are not that impressive, but they're saying that the storage, the actual capacity of it has a 1 GB RAM. which
You're
is-
talking about the Nexus?
Yeah, the Nexus has a 1 GB RAM, which is basically twice what the iPhone 4S has. And it's supposed to be even thinner and lighter than the iPhone 4S, which I wouldn't doubt considering Samsung has been coming out with these kind of phones for a while.
Yeah, and the iPhone 4S has the same body as iPhone 4.
Yeah.
Well, in this review that I was reading, they say the Galaxy Nexus feels blazingly, stupidly fast to me. So
What was that on?
on The Verge. The Verge says that it was blazingly,
Blazingly
stupidly fast. They don't have any benchmark scores or anything like that.
That's
but,
It's running 4G, isn't it?
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
running.
well,
Okay.
I mean, I think it's just mostly talking about the
The-
way the operating system
yeah.
is working with the processor.
Very snappy.
That's I think a good sign for them, because iPhone usually used to look a lot better than the Google OS. Like iOS used to look a lot better than that because of their fast speed and their general ability.
Well, the fact that Apple makes the products that they make the operating system for
it
allows
makes
them
it
to
a lot
kind of
faster. Yeah.
It's nice to see some competition finally, other than Apple, in the terms of it's a very responsive phone.
Yeah.
Like the iPad, the iPod Touch, the iPhones have always been very fluid with the motions on the touchscreen. I've always
Yeah.
loved that about them. I've got a Droid X, and it's not always. I mean, it's a nice phone. I like it a lot, but it's not always fluid. There's a lot of jerky motions.
Actually, yeah,
or
that's
things
one
like
thing.
that.
That's the Galaxy S2 apparently also had that kind of feature where the phone the touchscreen was an improved one compared to the other ones before it. So I kind of understand what you're talking about, that there was no snappiness with the
Yeah.
touchscreen. It always seemed to be a bit laggy. Like you would
Yeah.
press something and then it would take a little while to activate,
Yep.
and you'd keep pressing it at the time, hoping it would
And it opens up like
faster.
5 of them.
Yeah, and that's the problem. But like I heard, even the Galaxy S2 with the improved processor and stuff was doing stuff a lot faster. And just the way they made the phone, apparently, like Samsung and Google are doing some good stuff together.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with the Motorola phones, Motorola likes to put their own little
Yeah,
skin on top of Android to make it their own, but really it just
It's,
makes it worse.
I heard Samsung does the same, but Samsung has got like a very, very, very transparent kind of one, like one which doesn't really affect the operating system too heavily, and that's why the phones are faster than the other Android phones apparently. Because I don't know how much faster. Like I can't even vouch for all their phones, but there are some which are definitely faster.
Yeah, definitely the Samsung Galaxy S2 and the Galaxy Nexus are definitely leading in the.
Whoa.
Android market.
This
Yeah,
comes with an
okay.
AMOLED.
Yeah, that's
touchscreen?
that's a nice part.
That is a really nice screen. 720p
Yeah, that's one
resolution.
of the
the more.
pros of this phone. Is
That phone is
Yep.
going to look very nice.
the display,
I'm
display
looking
is
forward
awesome.
to. Yeah, I'm looking forward to when they're going to integrate. Like you remember what we talked about earlier with the phones becoming bendable and like being made from carbon fibers.
I think we talked about that a bit last week, didn't we?
Yeah, no, I think that was
couple
2
weeks
weeks ago.
ago.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So like when Jake was with us, obviously.
Okay, well, phones are bending and being made out of cardboard.
Yeah, I'm-
Cardboard.
Cardboard,
Carbon
fiber,
Carbon
come on.
fiber. There's a difference there.
Cardboard.
It's a small difference.
Well, for those of you who didn't listen 2 weeks ago, phones are being made bendable now and
Yeah.
out of carbon fiber. So
Cardboard fiber. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see.
don't get it wet. Don't
Yeah.
put it in water.
I'm kind of interested to see what Samsung does with that, if they do anything with that at all. Okay, what else?
I don't
Hacks.
know. The more I'm reading about the Galaxy
No, we're
Nexus,
still talking about
I'm
phones.
sorry.
All right,
I kind of want one now. The more I read about it, the more I
Phone,
just
you
want
want it
one.
Yeah, I
more?
know.
Yeah, like the same thing I used to read about the iPhone, and I used to want it more. But like Samsung has always been pulling me in more recently. Like, I don't know, they're just seeming more and more impressive.
Well, we'll
they're,
see
they're,
who.
they're advancing faster apparently. Like
Well,
it seems
they
like
can
that.
come out with a new phone faster. It seems like, but I don't know. That's not always the best. But in their case, they're coming out with spectacular phones.
They had so much trial and error in the past, I think, that they're really starting to get good. Like,
True.
I think they had their bad times, and now they're getting to be really good. What's wrong, Eric?
Well, side note here, I just looked on our window, and it says, somebody put a note up here that says, please don't play the song Friday on a Thursday. The irony of the song itself hurts. Sincerely, a concerned listener. Rebecca Black's on Friday. I saw that in a commercial.
Oh no, is that Kohl's commercial?
Yes, Cole's
Oh,
did it.
geez.
You saw that too?
Yeah, it's
I
horrible.
was, yeah,
Black Friday. Yeah, you can
it was,
fill in the rest, but it's not very good.
it was unfortunate. Okay, so let's go on to hacks now.
Oh, Eric's tired of the phone. Oh,
I'm tired of phone talk. I can only talk about phones for so long.
he can talk about cars forever, though.
Cars,
How's that
computers.
DeLorean coming?
That DeLorean, I don't know. Is it out yet? I haven't kept up with it,
I
actually.
don't know. I don't think it's out yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be out.
That's a
and
cool
they're going
car.
to take a while.
I think it was 2013.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder what your thoughts on it are. You going to get it or not?
No, I'm not going to get it.
They can afford that.
I'm going to look at it. I'm going to get it. Okay, so
Trading this truck for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trading the truck.
can we go on to hacks now?
I mean, I thought cars was the entire section. But
Yeah, I thought like cars was more important than what you were saying. I thought
Okay.
you like cars.
I do. I love cars. But what about this hack?
Ugh.
AT&T? If you have AT&T, you should be concerned.
And you should probably go away from it.
So we,
I'm just kidding.
yeah, well, we should really have our own segment for hacks because pretty much
Yeah.
every week someone is getting hacked right now.
Pretty
And
much.
this week,
Information security.
well,
is
last
interesting.
week it was Steam, which is what we'll talk about in a second.
And a
this,
couple of weeks ago was the Air Force getting hacked.
yeah, that was
Their
one.
Predator drones. Just hope they don't fly over
But-
us.
AT&T is what got hacked. Who got hacked?
What got hacked?
I believe on the 21st or thereabout. And
It was yesterday.
basically, well, I think it was actually a few days before. This is when the article was published. But AT&T, which is the largest U.S. telephone company, notified customers of an effort by hackers to collect online account information. And they don't think that any of the hackers obtained access to the online accounts or any information that you store in those accounts.
So what exactly did they get?
Maybe it's just a. I don't know. Go ahead.
Basically, just names would be the only really thing. No,
Just like they got a hold of a phone book?
yeah, well, pretty much, I guess. It's not like they got credit card information or anything this time.
But if they have the phone numbers and they can send them all those wordless SMSs, like the spam SMS.
That's true.
It says the hacking attempt used was a so-called auto-script technology used to determine whether AT&T telephone numbers were linked to online AT&T accounts.
Oh, okay. So it's something like keep trial and error. It's like a brute force attack where you just keep trying every phone number with their login kind of page kind of thing. So you kind of figure out which phone numbers actually cause responses from there.
Yeah, and it's not very
system.
effective because it says less than 1% of the company's customers were affected.
But then
That's still
it
a lot
wouldn't
of
be.
people, though.
Yeah, that is a lot of people, but it wouldn't be that effective because you have so many phone numbers.
But yeah, that is a lot of people. That's true. But it says no accounts were breached, and our investigation is ongoing to determine the source or intent of the attempt to gather this information. So, no, confidential information was.
That's
taken.
good, but this is still a clear security issue. I would assume that they tried from the same computer over and over again. And that's like kind of like you usually see that kind of thing where if you try a password 5 times and the system blocks you out,
Yep.
they should have that on more websites.
That happened to me today. Forgot one of my passwords and I got locked out.
Wait, which site?
Five attempts. I don't remember which one.
For
it
how
was.
long?
I think it was 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think like that's the right way to do it because 5 attempts that should be good enough for somebody to remember their password.
Don't
You would
forget
think
your
so.
password for your online bank account.
Yeah.
I forgot my password for my online bank account.
But you
I
can give them
missed
a call.
Missed it 3 times and it locked me out for good.
Yeah.
Until
I
you
think-
call the bank.
Yeah, my bank does that too.
Yeah, mine does. I think 5 attempts. Which is kind of sad.
Okay, so well, AT&T got hacked, and before them, about the week before, Steam was hacked. We should have talked about this last week, and I completely forgot. This happened.
Oh, yeah,
this
we
happened
did.
last week.
Yeah.
We were
Um,
caught up in other things. Sorry.
But Steam, I
Teams
actually
were-
got the message on Steam, and it said the forums were actually down. The forums were completely hacked. Any information you posted on the forums, if you did, that was compromised. But they were looking at the actual Steam accounts themselves. The hackers gained access to the credit card database,
Oh,
but the encryption, Steam or Valve, the owners of Steam, doesn't think that the hackers were able to decrypt that database. So they got access to the database. They can't read anything in the database, though.
Yeah.
I hope they don't because
Well,
you've got accounts. in
and
there.
yeah, and they said to watch, if you have a Steam account, just keep an eye on, if you keep a credit card or something there, just keep an eye on your banking statements. Nothing's gone wrong. I don't think anything actually happened, but
There's nothing been reported about that. Yeah, everything was, I don't know the term for it, but encrypted, and then there's an encryption for the encryption.
Yeah.
So, I think it's pretty safe right now.
So
unless they-
even if they got to the information, they probably couldn't decrypt it enough times to get access to it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, as long as they're, I guess it's not good that they got hacked, but as long as they're keeping their their critical information safe.
It says, here's all the information exposed. The database exposed during the attack contained information including usernames, hashed and salted passwords,
Hash, yes.
game purchases, email
Hashing.
addresses, billing addresses, and encrypted credit card information. So keep an eye on things if you have a Steam account. What is a hashed and salted password?
That's what encrypted and encrypted.
Encrypted and encrypted.
It's more like the encrypted password got pushed into a hash table, which is basically a big table with a whole bunch of stuff. And they have they had to just have a special way of adding stuff to the
sorting
table.
and, yeah.
Salting
not
and
really
peppering
sorting
it?
it. Yep,
Salting and peppering it.
So nice
Yes.
soup you have there, sir. It's a hash table.
The Steam forums, I checked today and they're back up. They were down at the time this article was written, which was last week. I don't know how long they were down for, but apparently there was all kinds of bad things posted.
Ooh.
So, they took those down, cleaned them up, and put them back up, and I think everything's back up and going now.
Eric,
So-
you shouldn't have done that, Eric.
Yeah, I shouldn't have hacked them. What
From
is
UNO library.
Yep, from you in the library.
Because the wireless here would totally allow that. It's like
Actually,
they don't even allow
actually,
BitTorrents.
Actually, they did.
Nintendo Wii turns 5.
Yep.
Done. Zelda movie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey, we do not have the rights to that. We just
Oh, okay.
sorry,
Yeah,
apologize.
I
I'm
just said
sorry.
happy birthday. I didn't say it.
Okay.
Um,
I thought it was publicly available.
okay, no, literally, that is the only thing we're going to talk about for that.
What about this?
Yeah, if I could open that article up, I'd love to talk about that.
And tell people what we're going to talk about.
This is actually something I personally have been following
Zadiva.
because I find it hilarious. Zadiva is a movie streaming business that no one has heard about and no one is going to hear about now. Basically, I'm not kidding you. This is what they do. They had this room in Germany or wherever. I'm pretty sure it was in Germany, where they had like 2 people. They had racks of DVD players, okay? DVD players linked up to servers that would stream movies. You would, through their Zadiva.com website, you would type in the movie you want to stream, and they would literally get a request, and someone in their office would put a physical DVD in the DVD player, and it would stream to your computer. I am not
That's
even kidding you.
service, if I don't-
That's just some serious service, man. I've got to give that kudos.
How does that even happen? They thought they could get around all the copyright stuff by doing that, by streaming it, because they actually had a copy of the disc, and they figured it was no different than a bunch of people watching it together in, a family room or whatever.
Jeez,
Well,
man.
it's a bit different than that, it turns out, because they finally got shut down by the government. Here's the page. If you go to their homepage, Zadiva.com, you get the message that they've been shut
Changing
down.
monkeys.
Yeah, it says they.
DVD changing monkeys.
You may have heard by now we have had to lay off all our DVD changing monkeys. I cannot believe that someone came up with that idea, that they would literally take the time to set up all these DVD players. They had racks of DVD players set up in this room. How hot does that room get with all those DVDs streaming at once? The power
don't wanna
consumption
know.
has to be through the roof.
Yeah,
It's
and I
like-
don't think they make enough to.
Yeah,
Well,
and how do
obviously
they...
they're making some sort of profit.
I don't know. I
Well-
really don't know.
I mean, they only had a few employees. I don't know. It just seems like that was their way to get around
All the legal stuff.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
it seems
It's...
like a decent idea, I guess, but it's
Oh.
not.
Does it?
No,
Does it
not
really?
legal. Yeah.
no.
I don't know. It sounds interesting to me.
It's all it is interesting, my friend. All it is
What?
interesting.
How do you get that job of changing DVDs anytime
You
someone...
have to be a monkey.
You probably get
Okay,
paid
yeah.
less than minimum wage.
You have to be one of their monkeys to do that. That's interesting. And how do they just have every DVD in existence then? How does that work?
Gee, I have no idea.
They're streaming
probably-
it from another streaming website, which then they stream it to you.
I wish that is what they did. That would have been better
That would
than
have been
just
smart.
putting...
No, that would have been
Yeah,
smart.
that would have been better than just putting DVD players in there and streaming it out of there. It's like I could just do that at home. Why am I streaming it from your DVD player when I could just put it into my DVD player?
That's because they don't have a DVD. That's the point.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I've got high-speed internet to stream
I'm gonna
movies, but I
laugh.
don't have a DVD
If you
player.
have a computer to watch the DVD, you probably have a DVD
No,
player.
I'm not saying they don't have the
DVD player,
DVDs
yeah.
to put in the DVD player at their home. That's why they put someone
Oh,
else's DVD
okay.
and someone else's DVD player to stream to your. whatever.
There's
watching
something called
device.
renting
This
DVDs.
That's what they're
Borrowing
doing. Long distance
DVDs.
renting. Long distance renting.
Borrowing DVDs from friends. There is-
That's what you're
our
borrowing
roommate Brian's got a
Zadiva.
large collection, so I give him kudos for that. And like,
Yeah,
I
he
would-
could
He should
set up-
start his own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he would start his own, but I would borrow from him if I needed to.
They were ordered to suspend operations to comply with an order by the United States District Court for the Central District of California. So I don't know if they're based out of
No big deal.
California or what. No big deal. They should have kept going. It's not like that didn't do anything to them.
No, they're just sending Black Ops, right?
Okay, well, I guess that kind of is interesting. It's finally, that story, I kid you not, it's been going on for about 3-4 months now. I've been kind of following it.
Really? Wow. What is there in that
He
story?
was really
It's
interested.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's an excellent technique. He's trying to copy it.
Well, I think that's about it for this week, right?
Okay.
No, that was kind of our time killer. That doesn't qualify as tech. It's DVD players are no longer technological
they're-
pieces.
Cutting edge.
Cutting edge. Cutting edge back 20 years ago.
Samsung just came out with a new DVD player. It plays DVDs.
Does it?
I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Really?
What?
I'm
What are
sorry.
you
That was
talking
stupid.
How is that even possible? I thought that was in the future. Are we going back
Oh,
to the
we
future?
need to end this show.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the
we need the DeLorean to go back to the future.
Oh, trying to exit music too?
exit music. Music is playing now as we're talking because it's towards the end of the podcast.
Okay.
Okay, so you can get a hold of us on YouTube, iTunes, Facebook, or email us, tier3podcast@gmail.com. iTunes, T3 Podcast,
Yeah.
YouTube,
Tier 3
T3.
podcast.
Oh yeah, iTunes is Tier 3 Podcast, YouTube,
YouTube is T3.
T3 Podcast. The links will be in the show notes. That's going to do it for this week. Tune in next week at 8 o'clock on KVNO HD-2, something or other, 90.7. Omaha's only college station. Does that count as station ID? I don't know.
Sure.
All right. That's going to do it. We will see you next week. Thanks for listening, guys.